Then I saw the International Broadcasting Corporation were advertising for an engineer, a TV engineer. So I went along and I discovered it was operating a closed-circuit television setup. This was before commercial TV had started. And I took the job. After about a couple of weeks, I was invited to go on one of the Luxembourg shows, People Are Funny, which was then, the chief engineer was Tig Rowe, who's now at Associated Rediffusion, I believe. And after a couple of weeks, I was put in charge of the show itself. Of course, this was a great honor for me, and I really did work extremely hard to keep the standard of recording up, which at times was extremely difficult. And by the way, this is when I first met Mr. Ordis, who'd come along to a show at Torquay to take some particulars, and I remember we had a long discussion about the different gear we were using. Well, at the same time, when I arrived back in London in the week, I was put on some pop recording sessions. The first one, I believe, was for Pi. It was Ted Hockridge record. And about my third recording became a hit. It was by Frankie Vaughan. It was called Green Door. After that, Phillips used to use me almost entirely, and also Pi, and I built up quite a reputation of being able to record pop records. This, coupled with my weekend activities with the shows, used to keep me terribly busy, and it got to the stage where I began to feel that I had reached about as far as I could get at IBC. And one day, Dennis Preston suggested, would I like to work with him? Well, Dennis Preston is an independent disc producer and handles artists like Acker Bilk, Chris Barber, Mike Preston. And after a little bit of thought, I decided to take the job with him. And he had a small office then in Denmark Street. I found a small room in Newman Street and bought an old Magnaphone editing machine. And I used to spend most of my time editing the recordings we'd made at IBC. They were Lonnie Donegan hits and Johnny Duncan, and, well, quite a stream, really. I recorded Petit Fleur and Val Penny Blues, all the Donegan hits. And the list of actual hits I've recorded reaches about 40. This is in the last 4 years. Well, I then wrote a song called Put a Ring on Her Finger, which was quite a big hit here and also in America, and brought me in quite a lot of money. And with this, I decided that I'd like to try and start my own record company. Now, this may seem ridiculously ambitious, but I'd made up my mind, and so I did it. And it was called Triumph, and I took a partner called Barrington Coop. Well, he was a very classically minded person, and we never really saw eye to eye. I'm completely pop-minded and like to cater for the teenage market. Well, the fourth record, which was Angela Jones by Michael Cox, became a hit, and this is where the problem started. We discovered that we didn't have enough money to carry on pressing this record, and so we had difficulties, but anyway, it got to number 4, and then I discovered that things were being misused in different ways, and that I was advised to leave the company and try and start up again on my own. Well, this, of course, was impossible because by this time all my money had gone, and so I decided to take a partner by the name of Major Banks, who's with me to this very day. And I started a company called RGM Sound.